Any letters that inmates need to go to administration, you take those, you clean up the administrative offices, which gives you access to a part of the prison that no other inmate can have. Out of 1,200 inmates, I was the only one that could walk outside and literally hang the flag or just be in the parking lot, so I could go beyond the actual fences of the prison. And some people hated me for that. I'm not telling you that this position, everybody wasn't applauding, say, hey, good job, man. People called me some names I won't repeat. You know, I felt like I was in slavery. They called me some names. They talked about me bad. But guess what? I had to still focus. Why? Because I can do all things. There's nothing that I cannot do. I had to talk to myself. Why? Because Mom, she wasn't there. Unfortunately, my mother passed while I was in prison. My mother died, and they would not allow me to go to the funeral. That's a brick wall. So what do? Do I lay down and say, well, man, I'm mad with the world, man. They won't let me go see my family. If they want me to be crazy, I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to give them exactly what they want. No. I had to stay focused. Mom, I love you. In memory of you, I'm going to take all this pain and I'm going to do everything I can to be free. I'm going to take all this aggression, I'm going to take all of this hurt, and I'm going to channel it into me propelling myself into a better place. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give out. I'm not going to listen to the lies that the people are telling me that I'm never going to be anything. I'm never going to get out of prison. They've given me a number, 177508. That is not my name. I didn't even speak in alignment with the prison. They call the cafeteria in prison, they call it the chow hall. They said, man, you going to the chow hall? I said, no, I'm going to the cafeteria. They thought I was crazy. They said, man, I told you this dude crazy, man. But I didn't want to identify. Let me explain something to you. When you speak negative into your own life, your words are like a seed, and you will have exactly what you say. You will have exactly what you say. Man, I'm sick and tired of this. Okay. I know this may sound crazy. This is what brought me out. I never spoke things contrary to what I wanted in my life. I never forget, I was working in the classification office, and one of the ladies that worked there, she said, boy, come here. They talk to you bad. She said, boy, come here. I said, well, I will come because I have to, but my name is not Boy. She said, well, what am I supposed to call you then? I said, well, you can call me inmate because that's the term that you can be called in prison. I said, you can call me 177508 because that's the number that they gave me. That is not my name, but they have a right to call you that. Or I said, you can call me Mr. Moore. She said, hell or freeze over before I call you Mr. Moore. But Mr. Moore is who I am. You see what I'm saying? My name is not Bobo, Click Click, or any other name. I'm Mr. Moore. Because I have to keep this focus of who I am in spite of the circumstance. What I'm sharing with you is powerful in your life because this is just a temporary situation with you. That bracelet around your ankle does not define you. Okay? It has nothing to do with who you are. I went to prison, but prison never got in me. Never was institutionalized. I didn't get out, a zombie, crazy, trying to figure out what's going on in life. No. I spent my time reading. I spent my time in the law library. I spent my time allowing God to do things that I could not. Because of the time, I'm going to some other aspects of my incarceration. So finally, the warden, he hires me. I'm working for the warden. And like I said, there's a lot of aggression with the inmates because it's just jealousy. And you'll find that when you get your life on track, really get it on track, there'll be haters, man. There'll be people trying to always remind you of your past. There'll be people who are always saying, oh, he's just playing around, he's no good, she's not going to make it. Don't worry about those people. Stay focused on your goals and what it is that you want to do with your life. So as I begin to do that, God began to give me favor. And when I talk about favor, there were gifts and talents on the inside of me that I had never discovered. And so I found out that I'm a pianist. I started going to the chapel to play on the keyboard that they had in there. And I found out that I'm a pianist. After about 3 months, I could play whatever I heard. But this was a hidden talent. This was something I didn't even know I had on the inside. And I began to write music and write songs. And those songs began to be sung around the prison. I could be on the weight pile and people singing a song I wrote. I'm saying, oh, that sounds good. And so that ability began to lead to a recording that I did while I was yet in prison. I wrote a song called God is Good for a woman named Cynthia Palmer. And she's a gospel artist. She liked the song, and so she used this song on her CD. From that, I was able to get on the radio from prison. One of my friends that I told you about, Joey Kibble from Take 6, he took some of my music, and we were able to get it to some radio stations, and they played it. What I'm saying is, even though I'm in a bad situation because I'm focused, there's no limitation to what I can do. There's 1,200 men that can't do what I'm doing because why? Because I only speak what I believe. So as time went on, the warden, I took a leap of faith. I wanted to have a concert in the prison. And so I felt like that concert would be, music is universal. And so in prison, you got Aryan Nation, you got Ku Klux Klan, you got Black Panther, you got gang members, you got Latino gangs, you name it, you got it. And they're all clicked up. You know, you're going to the dining hall, you got whites over here, blacks over here, gang members over there. But you know one thing that everyone had in common? For whatever reason, it was music. You could play the right song, and blacks and whites and gang members, everybody would be. And so when I figured it out, I said, you know what? I'm going to use this music to help people again. So I'm going to sow this seed into people's life. And I began to set up events where I could play in the prison. And the warden, he saw that it was positive, so he allowed it to happen. And I orchestrated a concert, and at this concert, they built a stage in the middle of the compound. And Joey Kibble from Take 6, have you ever heard The Cosby Show? Blah, 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 blah. Well, those are my friends. They sing with their mouth. That's not music. It's actually they're doing it with their mouths. And so they came, Joey brought 2 choirs in, and they came, and they began to really just share testimonies with the men. I saw some men change. I saw some men take their life serious. I saw some men come out of gangs, come out of situations that they were in and say, well, look, you know what? I'm going to at least try to do better. All these seeds that I'm sowing in the lives of other people, but I still have a life sentence. My circumstances haven't changed. I'm still locked up. And so, as I sow more seeds, one day a guy comes in, he said, you know what? He said, I heard about the things you do in this prison. I'm from Message Magazine. And his name is Dr. Bland. He's a good friend of mine now. He said, man, would you mind if I interview you for my magazine? I said, I would love it. And so the warden approved, and they came in and they interviewed me for a magazine. And I'm still incarcerated. Still incarcerated. What I'm sharing with you, it may not come immediately. Your hopes and dreams, man, I'm not telling you a lie that because you change your life, that things change overnight. But if you sow good seeds, those seeds will produce a harvest in your life. You don't become a drug addict overnight. You don't start stealing overnight. You start with little things. You walk by, you say, well, this is... Then later on, well, nobody's looking, let me take the table. What I'm saying is, nothing that you do is overnight. Everything that you do, there's a slow process until it comes to this great situation that's out of your control, right? So even your deliverance and change of mindset is a process that you must begin. Well, this day becomes looking at my time, so I want to get to the apex. I'm doing my time. I'm doing good. I'm still not, my big break hasn't come. In fact, I've come up for parole 4 times. They've turned me down. It is illegal for the victim's girlfriend protested my release, and she's not an immediate family member. The law says that it has to be an immediate family member to protest your release. Well, she's not an immediate family member. She protested me 4 times, but they allowed. On the parole board is an ex-chief of police and a lady that unfortunately has been assaulted and abused. So, anybody tell me the ratio or the chance of you making parole? It's real slim, isn't it? But I want to share with you. I told you earlier, I never spoke anything contrary to what I believed or what I wanted. So this time, it came time for me to come off of parole. They said, well, what did they do for you? You come off of parole? I said, yeah, man. I said, I made it. They said, man, you crazy, man. You haven't even come off of parole yet. You telling a lie, man. I said, no, I made it, man. I said, man, you the craziest man I've ever met. They gave you all this time. You still running around this prison talking about you made it, you free. I said, I made it. And so, I haven't come up yet. Understand, I haven't come off of parole yet. I'm cleaning up the front lobby of the prison. And as I'm cleaning the front lobby of the prison, a man walks in with a briefcase. The man comes in, and he looks, and he looks. He said, Jonathan! He said, man, what's going on? I said, what's going on, man? And it was a friend of mine from my neighborhood in New York, all the way down in Huntsville, Alabama. He had become a lawyer. Not just a lawyer, but he was the youngest African-American lawyer to own his own practice in Montgomery, Alabama. And he said, well, let me get your transcripts. It may be something I can do for you. I make no promises, but... And so as time went on, I didn't hear from him. And it hurt my heart. I said, wow, this was my opportunity. I didn't hear from him at all. But the next time I came up for parole, guess who was there? And this is the rebuttal he had for the parole board. He said, you have let guys out of prison that have stabbed people, that have been caught with illegal cell phones, been caught with cocaine, all the types of drugs, homosexual activity, exciting a riot, drug paraphernalia. He just went down the line. He said, but you got a man that has never been written up in, and now I'm giving it to you. How long do you think I was incarcerated? 5 years? 9 years? 12. 5, 15?
22.
22, not 22. 18 years. He said, a man never been written up in 18 years. He said, why? What is the real reason you won't give him an opportunity? And what I found out later on, I had something in my file called IN. And IN represents institutional need. So, what they're saying is, I'm doing so good that they don't have to pay somebody to do what I'm doing. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality. And so they let me go. In the last few minutes that I have, I want to share this with you, and this is going to bless your life. If you didn't hear anything else I said, remember these things that I share with you. I had an option. I could leave prison mad, bitter. I could blame the world. I could put a chip on my shoulder. And just about anybody who knew me would agree with me. You have a right to be mad, man. But your anger will not change your situation unless you take your anger and you channel it into action. I don't care how mad you are at your ex-wife, girlfriend, the person who lied on you. I don't care how mad you are with the police officer, with the judge, etc. I understand. Believe me, I understand what it feels like to be mad. But your anger will not change your situation. You have to make a decision whether or not I want to be angry or I want change. If I want anger, then be mad. I don't want to be cynical and act like I don't care. But if you want to be angry, just be angry. But know that your anger will not change your situation. So when I got out, they said, it's going to be hard for you, man. They're not going to give you no job, man. It's hard out here. Nobody got work, man. You ain't going to be able to get no job. Man, it's going to be hard. I said, no. not going to be hard for me. I said, I'm going to be blessed. I said, are you still crazy? I said, it's not going to be hard for me. So I see a help wanted sign. I go knock on the door. I walk in. Of course, I put a suit on because I need to dress appropriately. I said, how are you today? He said, I'm doing wonderful. I said, my name is Jonathan Moore. I said, I'm here today. You can take the sign down. He said, excuse me, who are you again? I said, my name is Jonathan Moore. I'm here today. You can take the sign down. He said, have we scheduled you for an interview? He said, take the sign. Who are you again? Where are you from? I mean, what planet are you from? I said, give me 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes, if I can convince you that I'm the man for the job, then I will grab my briefcase and I will walk out the same way I came. He said, he just crossed his arms and said, okay. I said, most of the people come to you because they want a job. I'm coming to you because I need a job. And the fact that I need a job, I will be here on time. Whatever you show me to do, I can do it. If I prove myself to be a liar, then fire me. But stop wasting your time trying to find people for help when help is here. What I'm saying is, if you want to be mad, take that anger and turn it into power and turn it into courage and change your situation. Simple as that. Guess what? If he would have said, no, I'm not giving you a job, would that stop me from going to somewhere else? Everybody in life go through trials, is what I'm saying. There's nobody exempt from that. If you can tell me one person on this earth that's never been through anything, I want to meet him. Even if it's later on in life. You can go through a trial in your body later on in life that's just as devastating as the time I went through. Do you realize I got out of prison and there were some people who were doing worse than me who never went in? So we're wrapping up. But the moral of everything that I'm saying is that you can do anything if you believe it. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you fall into the rut of believing you cannot succeed, that there's nothing good about you, that every time I try, I fail, nobody loves me, I can't stay in a relationship. If you allow these particular negative things to remain in your mind, they will stunt your growth and everything you put your hand to will fail. It starts from the inside. Once again, I was in prison, but prison was never in me. When I go to a 5-star restaurant, do they say, excuse me, sir, are you an entity mate? No. When I get on a plane, they automatically assume I'm supposed to go to first class. They're like, excuse me, it must be a mistake. You're in first class? I said, no, I'm not. I'm just in class. Why? Because it's the attitude. I train myself to believe that I am. Nobody can convince me that I'm not a success. No man, no woman on the face of the earth. It's in me. It's the way I think. I am successful. You say, well, that's crazy, man. I mean, do you have money? No, it's not about money. They asked a real famous individual, I'm trying to remember who it was. He's a multimillionaire, and he lives in New York. And they said, are you scared to be in New York, knowing that you're worth so much money? He said, no. He said, I never carry money with me when I'm in New York. They said, you never carry money? Why is that? He said, because my name is as good as gold. When he go to a restaurant, he eat, and he said, okay, I'll have my people get back with you. I'm not at that status, and neither are you. But what I'm saying is, you can build a reputation, you can build a name that will open doors that your money can't. You can do it. You can do it. Your persona, when you get yourself in alignment with your destiny, can open doors that that even finance can't. 2 minutes?
Sure.
2 minutes. I'm going to give you this about wisdom. About wisdom. There was an old man and there was a young man. And the old man was walking and he saw a rose. And so he picked up this rose and he smelt the rose and he held it in his hand and he began to weep. The young man, he baffled at the incident. He said, Grandpa, why are you crying? He said, I don't understand. The grandfather said, well, listen, son. He said, I'm crying because I see a lot further than you do. He said, well, please explain it to me. He said, this rose, there are bees that come and, they like the pollen and the things that are in the rose, so they'll take it and they'll make a honeycomb. And he said, bears, because they like honey, they'll knock the honeycomb down and they'll eat the honey. He said, but men, because they like the fur that the bear have, they'll kill the bear to get the fur. And they said, because women love furs, a man will buy that fur and give it to his wife. But because of evil men, they will shoot the wife to take the fur. And he said, you saw a rose, but I saw a woman lose her life. And what I'm sharing with you is that every action that we take has a snowball effect. There's something attached to it. That's why we have to be careful with the little things. Because little things, they lead to larger things. If people are here, if you're here and you're dealing with an addiction, deal with it. Just be honest with yourself. Take some time away from everybody and say, look, man, I'm just going to deal with myself. I know I have this addiction. I'm dealing with this. If you go in the store and it's just tempting to take that thing and put it in your pocket, deal with it. That's your thing. I had my thing. I went through my trial. So I'm not here to judge anyone. But what I'm saying is you owe yourself to be honest with yourself so that you can get from point A to point B. I hope that something I said have inspired you. That was my intent. I do travel and I deal with a lot of youth. I give my testimony. I'm writing a book called More Than Life. The title is More Than Life because even though they gave me a life sentence, God gave me so much more in terms of the wisdom, the revelation, and my understanding of my life. And so with that said, I just hope that something really resonated with you. Please take this information, apply it to your life, pass it on, howsoever you will. But I am grateful to have come. I thank Wileen. I thank those who allowed me to come to speak before you today. And so feel free after this is over, if you want to get with me, if there's a phone number or anything you want to keep in contact, I'll give you one of my cards. Just let me know. Thank you for your time.